everybody, aka from the Mud Ali. I'm with my boy, my bro, my best. You already know who it is. It's Jay, man. If you ain't figured out, you gonna figure it out now, man. It's on you pimping in politics, man. What's the word though, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. Feeling good.
Yeah, man, shit. This your first time, you know what I'm saying, on the DFG, man. So you might want to kind of introduce yourself to the people if you feel so kind, but you ain't got to go too in detail.
I ain't gonna go too deep, man. I am who I am. You can like and love it, as they say. You get to know me.
In that order.
That's how it is.
In that order, that's how it works, man. I had to start off with my shit, man, because I know motherfuckers like, hey, man, is that Mr. A? You know what I'm saying? Nah, that ain't Mr. A. He might have been like Mr. A 2 times and shit. Nigga do look like he a little bit more swollen and shit. Nah, it's my other brother, man. We a deep family and shit, you hear me? You know what I'm saying? But we all like-minded motherfuckers, man. Pimpin' in politics a little different, though. We had conversations, man. It ain't really a debate, but it might seem like a debate, man. But we get into different shit, man. We just try to break shit down on how shit work out. We try to see what that shit really be about. So without further ado, you know what it is. Let's get to it.
Shit, I feel like we got to a point where it ain't much we do debate on, you know?
Because we two like-minded individuals, man. If it don't make sense, then it ain't right.
Not saying we agree on everything. We just, the debating part is like, it's more so coming to an understanding.
Yeah, that's what you got. That's the key of life, though, coming to an understanding and shit. And like I said, we talked about that shit earlier, how we got to our shit. Ever since then, it's been pure cohesion as far as that shit.
Looking back, you needed those moments, man. Cause that's how you get to where you was going. You know,
that's the build up, man. Get the understanding and shit, man. So, hey, the cool part about this shit and you being here, cause we used to get into that shit back in the day as far as debates, man. We would get into some shit.
I remember.
Waste motherfucking hours and hours of time, motherfucker, talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because we talking about some shit, but we still on the same shit. It's just the semantics of words and shit.
Yeah.
And niggas like, hey, man, I don't know. You ain't saying the shit that I'm saying, so it just don't sound right. But it's like, nigga, we pretty much saying the same shit.
Man, you know what, though? I pick those conversations 1,000 times over every fucking day.
Yeah.
Versus talking about who my favorite rapper is or what the fuck they got going on in their life and all this shit. Like, I'd rather have a substantial ass conversation than be sitting here fucking talking about some trivial ass superficial shit.
Some bullshit, man.
Like,
but
what do we get?
That's how the times used to be, but that's before the internet and shit. That's before the YouTube and all the other shit. That's when you had to put a disc in and
like, why do you give a fuck about this person's life
shit
so
different.
much?
Nah, they care. They care a lot. You know what I'm saying? But where that shit fucking come from and shit? That's what I'm saying. We know that shit came from the internet.
Oh, it's this person's birthday.
How did we start striving for that motherfucking shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, the fuck, I'm gonna follow this nigga. Like, it ain't, everybody know. Kobe, my nigga. Kobe, Ali, like, these my guys, bro. But I'm not, if I saw them in person, you know what I'm saying, and we just casually, like, saw each other walking past, I'd give them a something. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nothing that. And everybody know them my niggas, but I ain't idolizing them like that.
That's it. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
What you just said, bro. Admiration is fine.
That's fine.
When you start to idolize shit,
nah, I ain't doing this
like,
shit,
nah,
bro.
man, that's where the line gets a little.
I don't know their birthdays, cause I just see them as people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't say, oh man, I fuck with them because I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? But it's like shit. They got ideas and certain shit about the person that I fuck with.
You appreciate the talent.
I appreciate the talent, the skills, certain sentiments they might. You know what I'm saying? Shit that they done said that I agree with, shit like that. But it be like, man. I can't really just ride with everything they say. I disagree with, you know what I'm saying, certain shit with other motherfuckers. So I can't idolize a nigga like if they say some shit, that shit concrete law. But that's how life is and shit nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be like, man, such and such said this, such and such said that. You know what I'm saying?
See, it's a fine line between admiration and idolization or envy or whatever, but you just got
adoration. I feel
have discernment in that and be like, you know what? I'm gonna sit here. I appreciate their talent. I respect it. I appreciate the work ethic it took to get there. But that's where I draw the line.
That's it.
You know, right. I'm not gonna sit here and be like
taking anything further past that. Taxing. I call it taxing, man. When you start adding on shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can't be doing that shit, man. That shit extra. You start following motherfuckers for no extra reason.
Nah, because idolization, it gets to an obsession and all that, and then you're a lost motherfucker, you know?
Hey, but and that's how women be. That's the crazy shit though, because women be like, I want motherfuckers to be obsessed with me.
And see,
like that's where this shit just started. And we're like, nigga, that shit is crazy. You don't never want nobody to be obsessed with you, bro.
Yeah, but that's what culture and society then generated these days, you know.
That shit,
Where we are, man. It's sad, but hey, I gave some consideration to the whole passport. What's it called? Passport bros thing. Yeah, I thought about that shit, man. You know, but we'll see how it go.
The passport, right? Back in the day,
I understand
the
concept, the premises
right.
behind it. I get it because you know we live in this society where it's more logical to do that. But I mean, what you got here nowadays, it's like, and this not it's not to generalize all women, but the majority.
Speak on it.
You know, so it's like they've been captivated by this new fucking wave of feminism. Be a boss bitch, sleep the fuck around, do whatever the fuck you want. It's like, yeah, that's fine, but how long that's gonna last you? What good that's gonna fuck you with?
That only goes so far. That goes so as far as your looks and
shit. They not long term thinking. And what's gonna be like when you fucking 40 or 50 and you fucking lonely? Like I said,
they not trying to be wholesome in the values. But you know the crazy part is, when we was younger, right? And you would see a chick, and she was like, when you 10. And you see a chick, she like in her upper 30s, 40s, and she bad, and she ain't married. You like, damn. You should be like, how is that even possible?
MILF, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're like, how is that even possible?
Shit.
Like, she bad to me, but you don't know everything, how shit really works.
Then you get older, you like red fucking flag.
You already know it, man. But they don't. I don't think women even understand it.
What they say, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Not with that bitch.
Niggas look at that shit be like, oh man, you over. I ain't gonna lie to you. When a chick get over about 26, 27.
Man, I think I see something. I gotta check it out again. But I think what's the motherfucker? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm. He a motherfucker. He a sniper.
I seen something where like as soon as they turn 25, he dropped their ass.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. It's like 26, 27, bro.
Yeah,
you niggas look at chicks, especially if they got kids.
And he might be on
and you start breaking shit down and be like, oh man, she got kids, she got this. Like,
been through shit, it's
you
like, fuck.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody snatch you up. Yeah, what's going on? You niggas started playing. Then so when you start, especially if you were smart, then you start getting to know her and shit. You start looking for those signs and be like, oh no, she got this. I see what, and then you just keep on going. Looks is one thing. That's one night.
Sadly,
we got to get past it. That might be a weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Sadly,
we got to get past that.
For that shit,
man, hey, but that's how niggas get caught up in the game for sure. Because they still
looks.
fall for that
shit.
It end up making it no better with them filters, so they post all the filters you get with them, and they look this one way with the makeup and all that shit. So they don't even. Sometimes they don't even look like how you think they look. That's
I already know.
Even more fucked up.
The whole term catfishing is based off that shit.
You wake up and you be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Makeup be fucked up. I remember the most fucked up thing that happened to me. I woke up and chick ain't have her eyebrows no more.
Damn.
But nowadays, chick don't even have a face no more. It's like, that is not the face that I saw
Hey, you
last
seen
night.
that? What the fuck was that movie called?
Motherfucker, I'm gonna get you
I'm gonna get you sucker. Yeah.
That shit real. That shit real.
Yeah, and it was a joke.
It was a joke back then,
but now,
that shit is real.
The bitch taking off fucking waist.
When we was young, we thought it was a joke, but the old niggas like, nah, they show you right.
The fake ass.
Everything.
And then
that's what they do.
Hey, these motherfuckers want a real nigga. They want a real man.
They want you to stand on everything.
Imagine that shit.
Be about this ideology. Hey, you know the fucked up thing? Look, this ain't bashing women. But I'm going to tell you the fucked up thing about the psyche. When women grow up, they had an ideology in the mind of like, I'm going to grow up and get married. And they think about their wedding, how they want their wedding to be, like the white picket fence in the family. When men grow up, we don't think about none of that. Like, I've never sat there as a man was like, hey, man, I'm going to grow up and have me. I was like, man, I want to have me some land. Give me a family, shit like that. But that's like later on down the line. I had dreams and ambitions of traveling the world and doing all kind of shit before I even got to that shit. So we think different. You know what I'm saying? We just talking about at the young adolescent age. Niggas might be like, I'm going to be in the NBA. I'm going to be doing this. Get all the girls. We don't have that same shit about getting married and having this structured life. But women grow up thinking that way. So they create this fantasy. Then they come across the man and be like, all right, cool. I already got the idea of what I want. And they start looking for this idea that they created, some fabricated shit. And they start creating expectation. And they motherfucking, the significant other that they have at that time. Oh, I expect this. And that's where that shit really start going down the line and shit. Because you like, hey, you got this false expectation that I can't meet.
You know what, bro? I would say, That's a gender neutral problem. Not to get all into the fucking bullshit of gender and shit.
Nah, man.
As far as problems go, that I mean, because you know, that's not.
That's not
to be an advocate for,
yeah.
I guess, women, so we don't seem like we bash
Yeah,
the
of
fuck
course.
out
That's
of
what
them.
we supposed
It's
to
like, man, that shit goes both ways. Like, we all got these ideas that don't line up with reality and shit.
That's true, too.
Unless we either taught or figure it out on our own, then we find ourselves delusional still, you know? So, it goes both ways, you know, like, because we could probably got some stories where we thought something should be this way and it turned out it wasn't, and then we look like dumb. We're like, what the fuck is going on here? This wasn't what I thought it was. I'm pretty sure everybody got moments where they sat there like, damn, this ain't what I thought it was.
You're right.
You know, so
that
shit goes both ways, man. And,
that shit happen, but it's a process in the movement of, like, all right, do you believe a man's supposed to lead?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Fuck yeah.
All right, cool.
Wholeheartedly, man.
Cool.
It's just the fucking natural order of things. And I mean, I'm not going to budge.
Just try to get understanding.
No,
you know, the baseline. You know,
man.
we always got to start off with the baseline.
Oh, man.
So if a
That's
man's
the
supposed to
baseline.
lead, right?
Yeah.
So the man set the precedent
Fuck yeah.
of how shit's supposed to roll, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm on board with you.
if we go to a certain point of time as we rolling, and the train's supposed to move, and we got a schedule, and it's the other side who not following the schedule, that's where shit starts to go awry. You know what I'm saying? So what we like, all right, cool. This how we supposed to roll, and we not rolling this way. I gotta look at you and figure out what the fuck going on. And then niggas is supposed to be able to go ahead and surmise, like, all right, man, I'm gonna do a quick assessment and be like, can we continue to roll and function? Because the train got to keep on moving. As a man, that's how we function, right?
Okay. Before you keep going, though.
I'm going to make sure we got to understand it.
No,
go ahead.
well, we got an understanding.
Okay.
But if this is on cord and shit. The thing is, yeah, you're right. As a man, we deal with logic and we look at shit.
Reasoning,
try
yeah.
to figure it out.
Right.
You know, come up with answers and get to the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But in this day and age you live in,
Speak on it. Go ahead.
all men ain't raised the same.
Mm-hmm.
All men don't think the same.
Talk your shit.
And so now we got women dealing with men. And it's funny because you end up with women who probably are good women dealing with shitty men.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get good men who end up dealing with shitty women.
Because
so their time is occupied by these shitty men and shitty women, and they never meet each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come to these conclusions about how it ain't no good men out there, there ain't no good women out here, they all hoes or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And it's like, that's because we not applying our time like this. We're using discernment, you know.
But that's what the point I was going to get to, because it's like, even though it's the man's job to lead, nowadays men don't know how to lead. I mean, so that's where you got the misconstrued and misconception parts, where women is starting to feel more dominant in a sense. And I ain't gonna lie, and a lot of times they got a right to feel, because you got cats out here wearing purses and doing all kind of feminine shit. And it's like, well, shit, if you more tougher than him and he's sensitive, talking about his emotions, and he crying and complaining, and you paying the bills and doing all kind of shit. I mean, he worry about his look, then I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You gotta still have the business, shit gotta move. But I be thinking with that ideology and them seeing like, all right, this is the way shit gotta be, as in leadership role or how shit's supposed to run. They's like, even though I gotta captain the ship, they should be like, this is what I want a man like, right? And how you would think, like, all right, man, this ain't the right guy for me. I need a man who gonna take this position that I'm taking, that way I can do my role and do the things that I want to do and be able to play my role in my position on how I see fit.
Hey, you know what? That shit goes back to the point of how a good man with bad dudes and good men.
Go ahead.
Good men with bad women.
I know. We on the same
good
shit.
women with bad dudes. It's like, so what you describing, it sounds like a woman who's up there holding her man down, supporting him, nurturing him in this time of lowness and shit. But the problem is, she with the wrong nigga.
Right. Absolutely.
So she wasting her efforts.
Absolutely.
At the same time, she wasting her efforts. She's learning, and so that's changing her.
There you go.
And so she finally do get with somebody, and it's a whole different thing. She don't apply that same effort she wasting on this shitty nigga when she should.
Mm-hmm.
And now you come into this whole conundrum, and it's just all fucked up.
But that shit can go both ways, because what if she do apply that same effort, but maybe her choice and selection wasn't right again?
That's what I'm saying. Good women, shitty dudes.
The one she chose had subterfuge at that time to where he was presenting one thing, but really had malicious intent to do something else. So he already scoped it and was like, at this point, I'm only doing decent. Right? And I can benefit off fucking with somebody that's doing better. So he started leeching.
Can we call it a good nigga though? Can we call that?
But she assumed it's a good niggas at that time he presented himself to be. Because that's how certain situations go. Just to be an advocate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talking about women. They might fuck with a nigga who think, oh, okay, it's a good nigga.
Man, that's what I was
and
talking
then he
about.
turned out to be some bullshit leeching ass nigga. He just trying to leech
that's
off
where
of.
that's where discernment comes from. That's what I was saying earlier.
You've been saying discernment for a long time. You right. I just want you to speak on it.
This ain't a good nigga. And so she chose again after
but
her
how is she supposed to be able to recognize a good nigga?
Break the fucking pattern.
Let's speak for her.
Like, seriously. Okay, say she got a habit of picking bad dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can learn something from habits. You can be like, let me look at this and see what's going on here. And you need to exclude all the things that lead you to these bad fucking habits. So I would say...
That's how the process should work.
I know. I would say to that situation, yeah, he's manipulative and shit, but...
And they call them narcissists. You hear a lot of women like, he's a narcissist.
Narcissist, toxic, all these bullshit. Those
are the new trigger words or the new popular words to use and shit, the phrases and code.
I don't like it at all, honestly, but that's my thing. But, because everybody using this, like, these motherfuckers ain't read a Webster 5 minutes.
They don't understand the actual meaning, but it's the popular shit now, bro. Yeah, he a narcissist too. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
so
niggas spell that word.
That's how a good nigga can be looped in that shit because he fucking with a fucked up chick.
I know, but that picks up a whole issue.
Let's get into the whole other shit. That's why we trying to.
It ain't just an individual issue, man. It's a cultural, it's a societal
That's the culture.
thing.
That's right. But society is fucked up that way because
of course it is.
we lost a bit. It's fucked up from the structure, but we had it at some point. You know what I'm saying? Where, especially in our culture, where it was like, all right, man, keep the mother and father together, and then we had all kind of other intrusions, whether it be government, whether it be insertion of other shit. You know what I'm saying? That we ain't got to mention that we don't know if the government did, but we're going to call it drugs right now. You know what I'm saying? They fucked up the shit. And it's a lot of other shit that kind of fucked up shit, whether it be our own shit of fucking ideology of thinking that we got that crab in the barrel of shit where it's me against you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? So that shit right there, my dude, it's like a lot of shit's out of our control.
Of course.
Like, that shit.
We can't control the past.
Yeah, we can't. It happened. We can't
control the past. Can't do shit about the past. I'm telling niggas that shit all the
What
time.
I realized lately, man, is like, it ain't for you to change the world, man. You just gotta fuck with your spirit. You know?
That's the unholiness in yourself.
Say, for instance, you trying to go over here and do some charitable ass activities and work or volunteer bullshit community, blah, blah, blah. At the same time, you neglecting those things closest to you, around you and shit. And you think you're doing good because you out here doing this, but the people
But you're not paying attention to your structure.
So that's what I say, like, with all these problems going on in the world, and people, you know, you might say, like, what the fuck, man, I'm just this person who can't do shit about it. Like, beg to differ. You know, yeah, as a broad thing,
you can't change the world in one stroke. But you can play your part.
You know, influence your spirit, affect your spirit. You know, do what you can to live right and be right by that. You know, have some good principles and right. You know, grow good in that garden before you start to go out here and cultivate a whole field of some shit.
The problem is people don't understand true righteousness because they don't understand themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's a process. You can't go straight to the light until you understand who you are and go through your journey, understanding your perception of what you believe to be and get through the perception of reality of who they perceive you, how you supposed to be.
Fuck, I didn't get here overnight, so I ain't gonna sit here and debate with that, but yeah.
So when you start going through that journey and shit, you really understand where you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to move. But if you're not even going through that journey and you just steady following the bullshit of getting on the internet and just getting that convoluted, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's what we was talking about earlier though, man.
Yeah.
It's like, as far as men go, for all of, you know, just to make this a non-women bashing
Here we
thing.
go, all sense of purpose.
But whatever,
Go ahead,
you
nigga.
know, I'm just doing that for humor. But otherwise, it's like what we was talking about earlier. Like we don't have a rite of passage for men in this country, in this society, you know, in this culture. It's like it's nothing. It's like so nothing.
That's the deterrent.
Nothing puts a fucking stop to childish bullshit as a boy, and starts being a man shit.
I'm about to say that's the
it's
deterrent
like
from being
no
a man
crossover.
because you don't
So
have
you
nothing
got,
like this
they
shit.
grow up is like
There's no
they
true
got the
structure.
bodies of men but the minds of boys.
So you got the men who either follow what their mother's teaching was and never really figured out how they were supposed to be. So like the shit that your mother might have said about your father, whatever other men, all type of shit, you created ideology and thinking, and that created that being within you, and you start doing that shit from a woman's basis of thinking, or you got the niggas who might have been out there who start getting into, well, let me get out into the streets and shit, the prevalence of gangs, that's how they became so, you know what I'm saying, prominent and shit, because they go through those rituals and shit. Then you got niggas who might have went to the righteous path or went to college and shit, fraternities and stuff, but they became so prominent because you still go through that shit, and niggas still find that journey, but you still got those processes. Then you got niggas who go through the military and still go through that shit. They go through those processes, but each one you still got to go through some kind of process of journey of understanding. Each one puts you through something, the natural, normal shit besides the woman shit, because you don't go through shit then.
Yeah.
That's the one. You don't go through shit. There ain't no father in the home to make sure you understand certain shit. And certain time, if it is one in the home, he didn't go through shit. So he don't have that understanding on how to push you and make you be a man, because he still got these false beliefs and understanding because he never projected his own being. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's all about how you structure yourself, in a sense. But where that shit come from derives from so many different angles and shit. These motherfuckers out here nowadays feel like they got a motherfucking titty in their mouth. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It's a lot of men who looking for a woman who gonna put a titty in their mouth and gonna take care of them, do all this motherfucking shit. They don't want to stand on man business. They don't want to stand solid. They don't want to take care of shit. And we can't say all the niggas don't know how to understand and do that shit, because it's in your DNA. You know what I'm saying? We niggas who done have fathers prevalent in our life, but we know how to take care of shit. We had women that taught us how to do shit and said that shit, but we still figured out on our own path.
Yeah.
We went on our own journey. So we can't give all these niggas passes and keep saying all this shit. We done laid out the different outlets of how niggas can get to that shit and how niggas be on certain shit. But a lot of these niggas nowadays is lazy in thinking and just lazy in morale. You know what I'm saying? Like their morale basis is on bullshit, man.
Shit. So I say this to begin with, like I've been there too, man. Like laziness, slothfulness, it creates your own destruction. You know, and in the day we live in, it's like there's no accountability. There's no call to be better than you were today. Be tomorrow what you weren't today. You know, it's nothing like.
I always say be better, get better, do better.
Yeah, but
shit.
the problem is you don't have that out there though. Nobody's pushing
Nobody
that.
pushing that shit.
There's so many entertainment distractions and all this other shit.
That's,
you know,
that subterfuge bullshit keep you distracted while
so
you got the alternative.
you don't have
meaning and all
motherfuckers
that
like
shit.
holding people accountable. Like
accountability is a motherfucker.
you know,
Accountability is a motherfucker. Ain't nobody accountable for shit no more. You don't have to be.
and,
You don't have. What do you have to be accountable for nowadays?
nah, man.
Even when you are accountable, you can pretend like you're not.
Everybody get a trophy. Ain't that what they do?
That's
now?
that shit,
Participation award.
The
Ain't that some
participation award
bullshit?
make everybody feel good, man. You don't have to
Showed
be accountable
up.
for shit.
You
Hey,
did, man.
Everybody got feelings. Everybody feel like they right. You don't have to feel wrong no more.
Man, that's what I like about the industries I've been in so far. It's like you couldn't wear your feelings on your sleeve.
Because that's just the real point of life.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The industries I've been in have been related to like real
Make sure
life
you
shit.
can
You can't come in there with this idea, this bullshit ass idea. You know, it doesn't work. You do that shit, and it's like it's gonna either send you out or it's gonna bring you in. And it's simple as that. It's like,
Hey,
it's either way.
Let's see. All right, let's talk about it, man. Fuck it. Cause you saying shit. We ain't really discussed it. Let's really get to it.
What are we talking about?
Let's just talk about our culture in a sense, right? Why is our culture fucked up? Do you think it's man or the woman? I'm gonna give you a quick perspective of my shit, right? I think it's a little part of both. But I gotta think it's a little part of both, and I gotta get more so to the man side, right? Because you got the women who change the man ideology and how they thinking and shit to where a nigga can put on some sensitive ass pussy shit, and a woman tell me he look good, so now a nigga feel comfortable looking like a hoe. You know what I'm saying? And looking like a bitch, and he present himself now like a woman. That's how these niggas start wanting persons, man. That's how these niggas start doing the shit with little fanny packs and looking like
Yeah, I
hoes and
seen
shit.
all that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Because the woman told the nigga he looked cute and he thought that shit was cool and shit. So I can say that shit's on a woman, but that shit's on the man for real. Like how you was talking about niggas ain't go through the motherfucking journeys and shit, the tribute and shit, motherfucking understanding the process of what it is to be a man and shit. Like there is no motherfucking shit you gotta go through in our culture to where you go through that shit because a lot of us is raised by women. So women, you know what I'm saying, doing that shit. So a lot of these niggas nowadays is bitches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't know how to fight. Niggas don't know how to do shit. Back in our day, we was fighting.
Man,
No problem fighting. Nigga, we was fighting
yeah.
each other. We would wrestle. Nigga, you say some shit, let's go, we get to it. Nowadays, these niggas don't know how to fight. They don't know how to have a stance. They don't even know what a stance is. You like, nigga, get in your fighting stance. They like, nigga, what? I want to grab my Glock or something. What you want me to do? Like, nigga, what? Put your hands up like you gonna throw some shit. And then these niggas be like this. You remember when that shit started off like this? We was like, what the fuck them niggas doing? Nowadays, them niggas be on all kind of shit. They don't even stand no more. So the thing is, these niggas don't stand for shit. They don't stand for themselves. They don't stand for no other shit. We already talked about how they can follow this shit and all that shit, but let's get to the nitty gritty. Nowadays, these niggas is pussy, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But why is they so goddamn pussy? What is the actual true meaning of this goddamn pussy wave that's going on with these niggas acting like bitches?
It's obvious, bro.
When I say bitches, I'm talking about female dog, hoe ass niggas type shit.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's obvious, like, and it gets down to, it gets deep into it, but to put a staple on it.
That's what we need, man. Let's put a staple on this shit and really talk about this shit.
These boys that you refer to as men.
There you go. Clarify that shit.
They ain't got like no male leadership in their life. Look at it the way, like.
Was that systematic based though?
No, I'll give you. I mean, we'll get to that, but I'll give you an example.
There you go.
So, I think it's like the elephants in Africa or some shit. Elephants in general, like when poachers kill all the males, then the young males, when they come of age, nobody's to check them and put them in their place, so they become unruly. And it's the same sense with just men in this go. It's like you haven't had like real male headship, real male leadership, real male just influence, and like not that bullshit, but like just real male shit, to where it's like, hey, it don't matter how the fuck you feel, this is what we gotta do. I don't give a fuck about your excuses because they don't fix what we got to fix. So save my time and let's figure it out. Let's do this and fuck your excuses. It's just a bunch of nothing. It's not none of that. It's like feel how you want to feel. Live your truth.
Express your goddamn feelings and all this shit,
like,
man.
What the fuck, man?
I say this fucked up thing, but I'm not saying it disparagingly, but I always be like, man, I hate these John Henry ass niggas. But nowadays, you need some niggas that's like some John Henry ass niggas. Just some niggas that's gonna be some manly on some manly shit. When I say John Henry ass niggas, I mean niggas that's just gonna work themselves to death. You know what I'm saying? To prove some shit to these other motherfuckers. Instead of doing the shit you need to do, you could have did another route. But at that time, shit might have been necessary. So I ain't saying that shit disparagingly. I'm like, dog, I just seen a lot of niggas who can be greater, who will work a job. You know what I'm saying? Who ain't applying their talents and their greatness to doing the shit that's really gonna benefit themselves. They stay trying to prove these motherfuckers they got a working machine type shit. That's what I be saying. But we just need some manly ass niggas that's gonna prove to themselves they gonna do something. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no manly ass niggas nowadays. Everybody wanna have this real man shit, and I be like, hey man, fuck that shit. I'm an all around man. I'm an actual man. You know what I'm saying? I'm an all around nigga. I can build a house. I can put this shit together, doing that shit. So I get it down to niggas don't have a structure of being a man or what that is. You know what I'm saying? On how to put shit together. Niggas don't know what it is. Like, I know how to cook. I know how to grill. I don't mind getting in the kitchen. Niggas think that's some feminine shit to get in the kitchen, but yeah, nigga put on a purse.
I see what you're saying.
What I'm saying?
Basically,
you know what I'm saying?
there's like no, that's for the sense of the conversation, no national standard.
Of what it is, like how we supposed to roll and shit. Niggas don't, so it's just, the shit just fluid and understand it, but nigga, as a man, you supposed to stand on business, you know what I'm saying? Stand on your shit, be all
There's
around,
also
man,
not a lot to teach.
That's
you know,
that's the key, but
lot.
that shit came from the motherfuckers
You
originally
have a
from
lot
the
of people
home and
teaching
shit.
it. Yeah,
That's what I'm
man.
saying. So you had the
So
single
you get
parents.
this deeper shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Like,
So
reasons for it.
you got your single parents and shit. You know what I'm saying. Single mothers who was running the household and they just want their sons. You know what I'm saying. I remember mom used to tell me, "Hey, just get a good job." You know what I'm saying. As long as you get a good job,
I can
you
think
be
about
all
a lot of
but,
shit.
But that's the
My
fucked
mom
up
told me
mentality.
what
But that's not the right way of thinking. But
Nah.
they just trying to tell you this shit so
'Cause
you
they
can be
love you.
safe in the
They
street.
wanna
They just want you
protect
to be
you.
alright.
Yeah.
They trying to protect you, but they don't know how to tell you to be a
Hey,
man.
that goes back to like I don't know if you ever read the little Willie Lynch shit,
Mhm.
but that goes back to that shit. So I mean, it worked out in a sense because women became more protective of their sons because they went through this whole thing.
Yeah, they went through that shit. They had to. They had
where
to
they
start
was
becoming.
Like, they see what they do
Yeah.
to the strongest
They had to
man,
start-
the one to
yeah.
stand out. all
Back in the
this
day,
and all
they used to
that.
have motherfucking
So-
when they brought the slaves over here, nigga. The motherfucker, the term what they had, the strongest motherfucker, we gonna have to make you fuck you.
Yeah, they
We gonna- you know what I'm
they
saying?
did worse to that. They humiliated the motherfuckers
Yeah,
in
that
the
mean
worst
that's
ways.
the shit. You got to fuck your mother and
And-
do all that shit.
and put the women in
yeah.
a situation where it was like, I don't want that for my son.
Yeah, and you don't see them that certain way, so they try to tell you, "Oh, calm
Yeah,
down." But that's
she-
what they
her-
taught them back then.
Her nature
Calm
is to
down,
protect her,
protect her,
children.
So
So
they
she's
taught
like,
you
I
that
don't
shit
want that
back
for my
when-
son. So
That's
even if
it.
it goes against what I know is
I
fucking
know
right.
our natural nature and shit. We get taught that shit back in the day. Like I said, mom
and
used
so
to tell
that's
me
what they do.
when it's a woman who I deem ugly. She would say unattractive and shit. But just that your mother, you respect your mother. She's the one here. You respect her.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
honor your
saying?
mom and
So,
your pops,
so
you know?
so you that's how it worked. And back
Gotcha.
then, that shit was structured back then. Like, hey man,
But
for the
then you
strongest
become a
ones,
man.
this is how they do you. And then now you want to start acting out rebellious and doing your own thing and stand on your shit. But these niggas don't know what to do though. Back in our
Yeah.
day, we had avenues.
But that's the whole
We had shit
guidance
to do.
thing, bro.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
it's-
But even when we didn't have guidance, we still had an understanding. Like, all right, cool. We might have fall. You know what I'm saying? Niggas listen to music and do shit. I know motherfucking Jeezy and 50 Cent. Those my niggas. You know what I'm saying? Jeezy had me like, nigga, I need to trap, do some shit. 50 Cent had me like, nigga, hey, nigga, this is what else. So, nigga, but that's when I was trapping though. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, when I motherfucking selling, when I was doing my shit, nigga put on some Jeezy. When I motherfucking just nigga feeling like my motherfucking shit, nigga, I'm put on some motherfucking some DMX, some motherfucking some 50 Cent, just on some whole other shit. Nigga, I had my jewels when I was like, nigga, so you had your certain music that was just influential in your times and your moments, but that didn't have me act out on the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nowadays niggas be acting out. Like I said, I'm trapping already doing certain shit, so I'm relating to the
I
music.
mean, yeah, you got white boys that see this shit. They don't
it was
get
more
all
so
into it,
relation at that time. Like I could relate to what's going on.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers nowadays like, oh, okay, this shit. Now they trying to act out the shit they hear in the motherfucking music.
Trying to
You know what I'm
become
saying?
what
They trying to
hear
become
is
this
fucking
motherfucking
music,
shit because
you know?
this is what they deem to be their shit. So that's already the turn.
But you know what?
Keep
Maybe
you
it's
from doing
that's
your
just,
shit
it goes back
because
to being obvious
the
fuck.
guidance and shit.
You don't have a man in that motherfucker
We don't have
saying,
no
hey,
guidance saying
that's
nigga don't do
bullshit,
this shit.
boy.
Yeah, there's no guidance. But
Yeah.
like back in the day,
You can listen to that shit, but it
the
ain't gonna
crazy
get you
part, the
nowhere,
guidance
bro.
might in the hood could be some nigga could be the crackhead, but that nigga a dope fiend. But that nigga been smart as fuck, but he just got fucked up in the game and shit. And that nigga been giving you game, but you ain't even peeping the game that he give you. Like, I talked to motherfuckers like, yeah, I ain't listening to motherfuckers. I was like, nah, I listen to all that shit.
I mean,
Even when it's bullshit, you can see it's bullshit. You ain't got to pay attention to it.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Check this out,
But
so-
some of the motherfuckers giving you game. But I'm just saying, some of the motherfuckers got fucked up by the drugs
No,
and shit.
that points to
Who would have
some
been
shit,
there?
though.
You know what I'm saying?
Check
And
this
even when
out.
they
That
still try to
points-
be
that
there, we
points
wasn't paying
something
attention.
Like, I said Proverbs, for example. I can't quote it word for word or verbatim or anything like that, but it goes, you know, how we more susceptible to taking wisdom and advice off of somebody who looks good, who's rich and all that.
Yeah.
But we won't receive it from a poor man.
Absolutely.
We'll go. So it's something to be learned in both senses. So I say stay open to them all.
That's why I tell people,
You
like,
know,
you gotta be
but,
open minded, listen to all
because
that
like
shit.
from the rich man, you can learn to get where he has been,
Or you can
and
get
from
some
the
bullshit.
poor man, you can learn to stay away from where he's been.
Or you can
know,
go
so
vice
it
versa.
goes both ways.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
can always learn something.
The rich man, you can get some bullshit, and you might not get the proper understanding of the steps you can go through. And then from the nigga who done went through the shit, he can tell you from his faults and be able to explain to you, hey man, this my mistakes, this is what you need to do and shit. So it's the same shit you're saying, but it's just respectful for how you look at it. Because it's like, you know what I'm saying, he breaking it down to you, but you ain't paying attention. That nigga, you know what I'm saying, giving you the real spill.
And overall,
you know
like, shit, you can learn something.
Yeah, and you can learn something from both shits, because you might look at the nigga like, yeah, you want some dumb shit.
But see,
you know
that's
what I'm
where
saying?
your fucking ego fucking overwins on your.
Hey,
You know,
pride
shit,
falls
you know?
before the man and shit. You know what I'm saying?
And you
But
go into the situation thinking already where I don't have nothing to learn from
yeah,
this motherfucker.
that's the fucked up shit.
And then you miss it.
But how you don't know shit? But how you feel you can't learn shit, but you don't know shit? And this was just
But
talking
people
about
don't.
these niggas don't know shit.
People don't realize how much they don't know. And so it,
'Cause I know the ladies might have thought we was talking about them, but we was getting perspective and shit. But I really think that these niggas is pussy and these niggas just don't know what the fuck
it's
they doing.
not just
You know what I'm saying? They ain't standing no business.
gender or a singular gender problem.
No,
All this
man, you know what I'm
bullshit.
saying?
It goes across
It's-
the board,
it's
man.
really like
that shit's
they
overarching.
not handling shit. And that's why I say I can't just blame it on not having guidance, because we didn't have guidance and we not none of them. You ain't gonna catch neither one of us on no sucker ass, punk ass, like, oh, okay, damn, you're not gonna see us on none of that shit. It's never gonna happen. We never gonna get caught on camera, possibly ever in life, where it's like, damn, cause it's not possible. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, no, don't say nothing impossible, no, nigga. Unless a motherfucking nigga done killed me and motherfucking had me laid up and got a fake picture of that shit, it's impossible, my nigga. You not gonna get me on no weirdo ass, what the fuck is going on with this nigga ass shit, cause I stand on what the fuck I did to. So you ain't gonna have me laid up looking like no weird
I
ass
see where
shit.
you come from.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's you can't have me in what I'm trying to say is we would never be in no compromised situation where it's like, damn nigga, we caught you on camera. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying?
But, hey, that's what I'm talking about though. So, like women, and this gonna fuck up. This sound fucked. I don't think women can instill that as efficiently.
That's the point. Yes,
as
that's
a
the
man can,
that's the point
you
that
know?
I'm making. That's the point.
So
Exactly. Absolutely.
You had those situations
Absolutely.
where
Absolutely.
you don't get people because, like, to be general again, women do things on their feeling.
Emotional.
So how can a man learn to stand on his principles from somebody who make decisions off their feelings, which change?
You can't put no
every
value in the
fucking
words.
second.
You can't put no value in the words.
So
Absolutely.
it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, and that goes back to what I was saying again, man. Not to get away from guidance because it's a general.
No, you
way
talking
of
your
using
shit, man.
it, but it's like you don't have these motherfuckers who have somebody to give them that anymore. It's like you don't have somebody to hold these motherfuckers accountable, as we said before, and be like, look, this is what we're about. We might not feel it this day or that day, but this is what we're about. We're going to stick with this shit.
Stand on.
It's what we standing on. And some days it's going to seem hard. Some days it'll be easy. But this is where we're going to be at, no matter what the fuck we feel. Because,
And that's what we need.
you know.
So I ain't going to say guidance is wrong, because we do need guidance. So that's why I used like, nigga, I want you to keep on talking that shit, because I ain't going to shut you down on that shit. We need guidance going forward, and we needed guidance back then. So you're absolutely correct. But I won't let guidance be the only excuse for these punk ass motherfuckers nowadays.
And
bro.
like I said,
You know
I use it in a general term, so I'm pretty sure there ain't no disagreements
that's what I want to
going
stand
on.
on, because I know there's some
But
niggas
yeah.
out there that's just like us. It's like, hey man, guidance is cool, man, but some of these niggas is punk ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Some of these niggas don't stand on shit. Like, and I ain't even talking about just on how they carry themselves and looks. I'm talking about how they don't stand on business and taking care of their kids too. Because you know, we as men, it don't matter what situation you got going on. All right, cool. You say that's mine. We gotta do this. We're gonna do what we gotta do. Regardless of any situation we got with the, you know what I'm saying, the opposite side. You know what I'm saying, the other party involved. We still gonna stand on business. That's just part of man's shit. We still had to learn this shit, but we was always.
Hey, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it don't matter like
shit
what
built
you
in our
feeling on
DNA.
this day or that day. We got obligations.
And not worried
We
about
got-
them feelings
we
and
got
shit.
fucking
You know
duties,
what I'm saying? So
man.
when you saying that, like,
Yeah.
all right, niggas was, you know what I'm saying, how women be, you know what I'm saying, women flow off their feelings and niggas learn from that shit, but they still got to go against their DNA, you know what I'm saying, their DNA when they start doing that shit. Because in our DNA, it's like, hey man, we got to stand on this shit. a lot of niggas is emotional nowadays, and I'm trying to figure out
today I
where
feel
this
way.
emotional attitude
yeah,
came from.
It's like this is
You know
what I
what
feel
I'm
like
saying?
doing. So this is what I'm gonna do, and it's like, no, man, you ain't got nobody to teach you to be like, look, your emotions and feelings are subordinate to you.
That's it.
You know,
That's
it's
it.
like
You able to control all this shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
pull
So
that shit
I'm
together.
trying to figure out why these niggas don't understand that shit though.
Well,
You know
it's
what I'm
not
saying?
hard to figure out, bro. Like I said, man, motherfuckers is just we like that, like that male role model shit that like it's obvious, man. Like ain't no man out here passing that on. I mean, you might have some, but it's not big enough to notice the mainstream trend of it not being there. You know, so
Because they make everything acceptable in society nowadays.
I mean, yeah, but shit, it's the world, you know.
In what world though?
Shit, this world, bro. I mean,
I'm saying like, but our culture could be in its own world. Like you got other, you know what I'm saying, culture. Like you can't go in other cultures in other countries and
it's
change
just
their
that's
ideology.
what I'm saying. Like, so
So
we consider our culture a country that's in the world.
If we consider it that way,
You know,
I don't think we
and
consider
so
it
if
that
you
way.
have a world, you have different beliefs and shit. Like,
but I don't think we consider our culture a different world and shit.
So
I feel like we believe it is to be, but we don't really consider how we move to be on like a consistent movement on one way of understanding. Like this is the way that we gonna move as a culture. This is what we believe. Everything is like a melting pot of what America believes and what the Western society
I guess
believes.
if you melt that
And
down
then
and
we
shit,
kind of, you know what I'm saying, diverted that shit and be like, all right, well, we ain't gonna go on this shit. We're gonna go on this shit so we can be accepted.
yeah,
You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
it all comes down to a whole bunch of vain shit and materialistic
Instead of
shit,
accepting shit, we want to be
Yeah.
accepting and be included. It's the thought of inclusion makes you feel like you greater than what, you know what I'm saying? Or it determines your value than what you see your shit.
Yeah, it's
to
like I care about how I look more than I care about who I am.
be.
You know.
Never question greatness. Never question greatness.